Hope you're well. Welcome. Welcome to this 30-minute, maybe an hour. We'll see how we go. Weekly update. Let's log in, shall we? How you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you're well. So we've been doing these now for about a week. I will continue with videos on specific topics. We'll talk about how to use decentralized exchanges. We've already done one on security. We've done different videos on different areas. We'll talk about different things. I also want to do one that talks about tax. I think that's going to be important. I might also start to bring some friends onto the show as well, some experts that can talk about certain subjects, accountants and lawyers, people like that can help you and advise better than I can. But for now, we're just going to have a quick look at the markets. And what a great day. Hey, good morning, Apple. How you doing? So for those of you that actually pay attention to my ramblings, sometimes they make sense. Now, on Twitter and on Facebook last week and on this show, I was telling you about a potential pullback. And I said that it looked very possible we were going to see 62,400. And it's played out. It's played out perfectly. Now, this was kind of priced in. I saw this coming mainly because of the narrative on the meme coins, but I don't think that's the reason for this. So that's why I saw this, but I don't think that's what's caused this. What we're getting right now is a flush out of leverage. So there were, and I need to check because I actually don't have the sheets in front of me, but I need to check what's been liquidated. Wow, I have ads now? Do I? Oh, if you have to watch ads, I'm sorry, I don't know. If ads are turned on, then I haven't turned them on, so I apologise. If you're being made to watch ads, that's thanks, because obviously I get a little kickback from that, which is always nice. It just goes to buy more crypto, but no, I didn't turn them on intentionally. I apologise. So yeah, what we're seeing right now is Happy Tuesday, by the way. We're seeing this amazing pullback now. Depending on where you are in the markets right now, you're either going to be happy or sad about this. If you didn't sell out, then you're probably going to be feeling a little bit sad because we've just had what is a 7.5% pullback on Bitcoin, and in fact, if you go from the highs, it's probably more like 10%. So if we look at where we was, maybe even more. Let's have a look because we were up here at like 73,000, right? So we've had about a 15% pullback roughly, which is totally fine, totally fine. And I would expect us to be able to handle 30% pullbacks in the market randomly. It's going to happen. It's perfectly natural for that to happen. We've had incredible growth. I mean, if you look at just since February, since the end of February, not even the start of the year, we've already seen a 44% growth. So if we were to take this as a growth and look, and we've talked about this in the charts before, we've talked about a natural 50% pullback. So if we look at this leg up here that we started in February and we look at this, what would be a 50% correction? Well, it would be exactly 62,400. So it all lines up. Everything lines up perfectly from the pump that we've had to the narrative of flushing out leverage to the just absolute degeneracy that we've seen with meme coins. And the new pre-sale meta that's going on at the moment, which is, yeah, it's going to be nice to flush that whole market out and to get rid of all of that because we're going to see a lot of money moving. So we're seeing it right now. It's a perfectly healthy pullback right now. Now, if we go back to kind of the start of the year, back onto the daily timeline, and let's go back to, I would say, beginning of January. Beginning of January is when we come out of this kind of bear run that we've been on. So I'm going to say 1st of January to where we are now. We're 341% up on the year. And that's January last year, 23, right? So we are 341% up over the last 12 months. I mean, give or take. Obviously, we're a little bit longer in than this, but I think by comparison, a 15% pullback over a roughly 12-month period isn't you know, it's not a bad thing. I wouldn't be looking at this and going, oh my god, this is terrible. It's a bloody day in the market, but that's like, this is natural, and we have to have these. So it can't just go up forever. So this is perfectly healthy, perfectly natural. It's a really, really good pullback. It's a beautiful candle when you look at it in this sense. Now, why am I so happy about this? Well, because if you were watching the channel last week and if you were paying attention to my ramblings, you'll know that I sold at 72,000. Not Bitcoin, because I didn't have any Bitcoin, but my alts. I sold Solana at 200, which was as close. Well, I think I was telling people to get out at about 180. So between 180 and 200, some of the people in some of the groups that I'm in and some of the channels that I talk on, they said they got out around 200, which, you know, it's awesome for you. If you're able to get out, that's amazing. I think it's important that you take profits and that you understand. And yeah, just looking at what Boone said at the moment. So I was like, look, if you listen to my ramblings, and there was even, I think Boone said on here, laddered out at 71 to 73 and re-entered at 64 to 66, which is textbook. Absolutely perfect play. And actually said a lot of it was thanks to the BTC charts that we shared here on the show. So amazing that you're able to do that. Now, I'm not going to be able to do that every time. I'm not pretending that I've got the answers. I don't have a clue what's going on. I'm no different to anyone else. I am winging it the same as everyone else. But here's what I can tell you with certainty, with confidence. You are going to be right more than you are wrong if you follow the patterns. You will be right more than you're wrong. And it's really important, because if you're just blindly throwing money at things, hoping, then you might get lucky. But if you study and you understand the narrative of what's happening and why it's happening, understanding the fight between leveraged positions in longs and shorts, understanding what governments are doing, understanding, you know, the power plays and the struggles that's happening with legislation, governance, some of these big crypto companies, then looking at the just complete and absolute retardation of the communities and how they're just dumping hundreds of millions into scams on purpose. When you watch all of that and you see all of that happening, then this has to happen. This has to happen. We have to remove just the degenerate gambling nature that's going on here. It's not healthy. And when I look at a post, and I'm just going to bring it up, Zach XBT, I think, does a really incredible job in this space of calling people and things out. And so he said that he was interested. So this post here, I was interested to see how much SOL has been sent as a result of the pre-sale meta, and calculated that 655,000 SOL, which is $122 million, has been raised from 27 pre-sales in the last week alone. Scams, shitcoins, memes. This is a pre-sale meta, getting people to pre-sale into meme tokens. Half of these pre-sales didn't even bother to create a token. They just took the money. They didn't even create a token to dump on people. And if we go ahead and we look at the charts right now, so let's just go across and have a look. If we go over to Dex Screener and we look at some of these meme coins. Now, last week, every influencer and every social media person was talking about these meme coins. Now, if we look, this is the recently updated token info. It's the first thing you see when you go into Dex Screener. Just look at them. Look at all of this trash. It's trash. It's all trash. All of it. And yeah, I had some fun with it last week. It was good to experience it and to understand, because I wanted to know, why are people so addicted to this? And I can see it. I get it. I understand it. But yeah, you've got to really understand what's going on here. And so if we look at, I don't know, any of these tokens, now there's so much stuff that's going out at the moment. Slurf was, yeah, there was a story with this. I don't think that's the, maybe that is the real one. 397 million market. It's just insane. Absolutely insane. So this story, if you don't understand this story that happened, the developer was doing what I believe could have been a genuine airdrop, and whilst they were cleaning out their shitcoins, their meme tokens that have been sent to the wallet, they accidentally burnt on Soul Incinerator. They accidentally burnt all of the soul, apparently, or all of the tokens that were being sent out, and all of the soul. Basically, just because they weren't paying attention, one person burnt $10 million. And because of that, the community, which I love for its degeneracy, I do love it. It's funny. It's like a troll. It's like the ultimate troll. They went and bought the token and said, well, the developer can't rug them anymore because they've burnt their allocation. No one's getting an airdrop, so they sent it to the moon, and this token went from this. This was the dump. This was the dump that happened, and then they sent it up. Only 137%, but still, I mean, it was probably more than that if you think about buying the bottom wherever that was, but still, that might not even been the token. It might have been another one. I don't know, but this one's done 400 million. It's got a 400 million market cap. Maybe this one might not even be it. It might be another one. There's so many of them. There's another one here. This is a different one. See, this is a different one. It's probably not even. It's something similar to that. It's done. Here's another one. You see all these copycats? There's so many of them. I don't even know what's real and what's not anymore. It's so difficult to tell. And I'm at the point now where, it's a little bit of fun. It's like a bit of banter, when someone's like sitting there taking a piss out of someone and you're like, ha ha, ha, yeah, that's funny. And then after a while you're like, yeah, okay. Now it's just abuse. Now it's not funny anymore. Now you should just shut the fuck up and be quiet and move on. That's kind of where meme coins are at the moment. Okay, yes, you've had some fun. It was enjoyable. Yes, you made a bit of money, hopefully. Most people got wrecked, but move on. Like, now we need to get past that point of just this reckless gambling, because to the outside perspective looking in, it's no longer about the culture. It's actually going to be detrimental, and it's going to start to hurt the industry. And these people, they, easy come, easy go. You're not going to keep the money that you're making. You will find something else to gamble it away in. And it's like being addicted to a casino. If you make money that easily, you're never going to respect it. You're never going to appreciate it. You won't keep it. You're definitely not going to be a nice person about it. You're going to end up a dick. And so it's really important to understand that there's value. There's real value in earning money legitimately, in adding value to people. If you consider like the transaction of wealth and how it should occur, the way it should happen is somebody has a problem and you solve that problem. And when you solve that problem, you get paid or you get rewarded financially for that. The bigger the problem, the more value you're adding, the more you deserve to get paid. If you are literally sitting there in your pants eating Cheerios at 3 o'clock in the morning, clicking a button and just praying that you're basically gambling in a lottery. And this is all meme coins are. They're a lottery. It's just, rather than the traditional national lottery that you play maybe, or you've seen, or this is like thousands of different lotteries, all with a chance to make you a millionaire overnight. And yes, it will make a few people rich. The chances of them keeping it are very low. The only real winners in this situation are the bots. The bots are going to clean up, but everyone's going to get wrecked. And what's going to happen as a result of that? Well, we're seeing it in the markets. 122 million raised on these scams. And so I think right now, what we're seeing, there's a website, and my mind's not with it today. I'm a little bit out at the moment in terms of remembering things, but there is a website where you can see how much. Maybe you guys know in the chat. There's a website that tells you the liquidations over the past 24 hours. It's like no, it's not Unwrecked. Do you know the one that I'm talking about? It's not on CoinGlass, I don't think. It's a dashboard. I've seen it before. It's a dashboard, and it tells you. I mean, this one works. This is CoinGlass, which is a good one. But this tells you all of the liquidations in the last 24 hours. So look, $500 million liquidated in longs in the last 24 hours. Yeah, CoinGlass. I think there's another one as well. But this, if we're looking over the last 24 hours, and if we look at exchanges as well, so something really interesting happened on, was it BitMEX, I believe? I need to check where it was. I think it was BitMEX. Wasn't there a didn't somebody dump like 600 Bitcoin or something yesterday? There was a huge dump of Bitcoin. Wasn't there a candle? There was like a, let me have a quick check actually. I need to go into, if I go into Trading View and we look at Bitcoin, if I look at exchanges, centralized exchanges, spot, we don't want Binance. Let's look at I think it was BitMEX. I might be wrong. Bitcoin Tether spot. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. The price of Bitcoin dropped to 8,900. Could you imagine sitting there with a 10,000 buy order? Somebody sitting there with just a random, I'm going to buy Bitcoin at $10,000 with a buy order, just got that filled instantly. And yeah, that's amazing. So somebody yesterday was dumped. I was looking at the transaction history. So basically, somebody on not very efficiently. When I look at this, when I look at stuff like this that happens, and I think to myself, who's going to dump an obscene amount of Bitcoin in such a short space of time like this? Now, it's going to be one of two people. It's going to be an old school miner who's been out of the game for a long time and has just logged back in and has decided, that's it, I'm done. I'm cashing out my, you know, however many, 100 million or whatever it is. Or it's the government. Because when I think about people that are inefficient, and when I look at people that are inefficient and how they do, like, because this was just absolute inefficiency. You know, if you look at it over a 15-minute time period of yesterday, you look at it. It was just like dump, 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 and it was just a wall of sells. It was like sell, 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 all the way down on this exchange. And then obviously bought back up. Yeah, time to put a buy order in for $10,000, right? You put a buy order in for $10,000. Look at that. That was getting filled. What an incredible day for a few people on that exchange. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know who this was, but this was somebody with an incredible amount of Bitcoin that was ready to liquidate for whatever reason. Have you seen the site I sent? No, I have not. No, I have not. I'm not sure where you've sent it either. But yeah, this is interesting. So it's if it's the government, and I'm not saying it is, but if it's the government, then that's good, right? There's centralization. It's in this chat. I'm not going to click links in the chat. No disrespect. I never ever click links in the chat. Oh, the June one. Oh, okay. I thought it was something else. Sorry. Oh, it's okay. So that looks like Bitcoin ETFs. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting to see how all of the money is moving and how it's moving around. No. Sorry, Kev. I thought it was something else. Sorry. Somebody was trying to send me a link earlier though, and I just didn't recognize it. I didn't realize you were sending me a link to June. Sorry. I thought it was a different link. Yeah, so I tend not to normally click links. Grayscale holding quite a bit right now. Yeah, I mean, and if we look at inflows and outflows, it'll be really interesting to see what happens, because this is the first time we've experienced a pullback in the markets with the ETFs. So it's the first time we've had these pullbacks in the markets with an ETF. No, it's not really something better to send it to Discord. I just don't like clicking links. I just don't like it. But I didn't realise. It's fine. It's more of a security thing, but there's no right or wrong way to send it. I tend to go directly to sites normally rather than clicking links. Yeah, yeah, it does. It looks good. June's a really good website for data. We use it a lot for some of the games, and yeah, it's a good site. Sold a lot of stuff in big time today. Shitty timing, but I want to play other stuff for now. Yeah, that makes sense. Keep my big time tokens though. I need to look at big time. I need to look at how the market's going. But yeah, it looks like... So here's the thing. I said I was going to get back in the market. I said I saw a dump down to 62,400. Now, I'm not going to wait. And I actually said on my post this morning, I said, look, I'm not going to wait for it to cross. I'm going to get back in the market. So got back in the market here this morning, around here. Now, if this crosses, if this dumps back down under here, what I expect it to do is I expect it to dump and then retest and Kobo. We've talked about this before it carries on dumping. So if I bought in here, if it crosses this line, I'm not going to sell it here. I will sell it here when it retests. So I will lose out on what is potentially something around 1 or 2%, probably more like 5% in altcoins. But I'm not going to risk missing because there's something worse. There's something much worse than the market going down. Some people might think this is bad. This is not bad. What is bad is you sell here, the market goes down and you're like, oh, I'm going to get back in down here. And the market goes up. And here's you. Here's you sitting here with a big bag of cash. This is my, I don't know, that's a bag of cash. Here's you with a big bag of cash. And the market's gone without you. And now you're PP sad. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to sit on the sidelines while the market goes back up. Because the thing worse than the market going down is the market going up without you. So I think at the moment, this looks like a healthy flush out. It looks like we've seen, by checking out Glassnode, it looks like we've seen, you know, $654 million, 537 of that in longs have been wrecked. We're probably going to start seeing some more. This will probably be updating, I imagine, because this is happening in real time. I reckon we'll probably see some more. Polkadot meme dot is dead, Steve. Polkadot? Steve Art NFT, I know, right? I hope it holds mostly level of December 2021. Yeah, so I think it looks like right now on the short term, if we're looking on the, like, we're starting to see a bounce. We're starting to see a bounce right now, so there's definitely a lot of buy pressure here in Bitcoin. This seems like the good entry point. This is where I would expect most people to want to buy. I mean, I don't personally think we go down below this. Let's just zoom out and have a quick look. So let's go to the daily. Daily's probably a good chart to look at. Let's zoom out of everything. So keep looking. So the next leg down from here, would be about 53,000. About 53,000. I really, really don't think we go below this red trend anymore. So I don't think we come down to the horizontal, which would be 48,000. So the next drop down for me would be somewhere around 53,000. If we were to drop. If we were to keep dropping, 53, yeah, around, potentially at the moment, around 52. 52 would probably be the lowest. But I don't think it's going to. I don't think we come down below this. I think this is a help, because this is a big gap. This is a big drop. And it's too close to the halving. And I'm still expecting us to reclaim this yellow line. I still feel like we're going to reclaim this yellow line. So now we've had this flush out. I think we go up with rocket fuel now. I think this is where we hit 90k. I think if you look at what we've had recently, now this pump that we had, this happened really quickly. Like if you look at I'm not talking about the choppy stuff where we went like up slightly at an angle. I'm talking about vertical from here to here. This happened in like a week. We went up 23% in a week. So what does that look like right now? What does another 23% look like in a week? Well, another 23% in a week puts us exactly here. So we just need another week like we had at the end of February, and we're back up. And that also puts us in perfect contention to do a Kobo to bounce up to the next leg. I mean, this is still my thesis. This is what I think. This just looks like a short-term flush out, wrecking liquidations before the next leg up. So when did this happen? When did this start? So Monday was the kick up. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is when it happened. Okay. I mean, I think, and when did this happen? Tuesday, this one happened. Look, Monday wasn't a good day, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. When did this happen? Tuesday. So it looks like when we get our pumps, when did this pump happen? Monday. Okay. When did this pump happen? Back here. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh my God, there's a pattern. Do you see this? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, start of the week. So I'm expecting today and tomorrow some volatility. It would be really nice if we see this week. Now I might be wrong. Maybe we go sideways. Maybe we do come back down. I don't know. But I do expect right now. I do expect right now to see like some huge money flowing into the space. We'll see. So let's have a look, shall we? Let's go across and have a look at the economy. Let's have a look at what's happening at the moment. SPX. So looking at the SPX at the moment, let's come. Yeah, we'll stick it on it. We'll keep it on a daily for now. I mean, we can come back over to the hourly because it's not really that much happening here at the moment. The Nasdaq, Dow Jones. Okay, interesting. Look at the DXY. Yep, seeing a bit of a pump here. In fact, at the moment, wow, it's almost 0.5%. Doesn't move in the same way as crypto, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking at the DXY, by the way, it doesn't move in the same way that crypto moves. You gotta understand that these 60-70% swings that you see, these 60-70% swings that you see in crypto, they're not the sort of things that you can expect to see in traditional markets, which is why people are in here. Looking at gold, interestingly, there was a bit of a pump into gold. Over the last kind of, I would say, it's been pretty much over the last month. Silver, a little bit into silver. Oil, not really doing much at the moment. I like this. This is a good chart. I watch this a lot. Not really that much. I mean, we did peak at like 2.69 roughly, 2.7 trillion. Back down to 2.3, but it was still a good place. DeFi right now just, yeah, DeFi is really, I'm really interested to see. I want to see DeFi hit all-time high. I really do. But I think overall it's healthy from what I'm seeing right now. I mean, as I said, I'm not a financial expert. I'm not a trader. I'm using very basic technical analysis alongside just pattern recognition and human emotion, just to be able to see what's happening. And so far I've been pretty accurate. So yeah. On other news, had a delivery today. I waited for the stream, chat. I haven't even opened it yet. Chris from crypto.com. Thank you. So for those of you that don't know, I had a little chat with Chris from crypto.com. He is the CEO, and I said to him, mate, sort your shit out. In a nice way. He actually posted on Twitter and said, I love CRO, by the way. I do love CRO. Ironically, I literally just clicked on a tweet and there he is. It's not easy to diamond hand in a bear market. It's not easy to diamond hand in a bull market. If it was easy, there would be no value in it. This is true. So I'm not going to bring up the whole conversation. But basically what happened here is I said, here we go. So basically what happened, I said, look, long story short, my card was stolen. I was a victim of theft, and then they were trying to charge me £50 for a new card. Out of principle, I wasn't going to pay the £50 for a new card. I said, I don't think that you should charge people for a new virtual card. A new physical card I can understand, but a new virtual card shouldn't cost £50. That's ridiculous. And so I said, I refuse to pay it. So I haven't had a card for a long time now. I said, which is a shame, because I've introduced hundreds of people to Crypto.com, hundreds of people, and I've been championing it for a long time. Plus, I own over 3 million CRO. You know, it's not like I'm just sitting on the sidelines. I'm very much invested. And I said, I really appreciate it. Like, your support is for 2 years now. I've been back and forth for 2 years with support. It was painful to the point I've said to people, Crypto.com support is horrific. And he said in the message, we're working. He said, we're working on the support. If you have any problems, you can message me. So I said, look, as soon as I messaged that to Chris, and he said escalated, almost immediately on my phone, I got a message from support at Crypto.com. Hey, we're looking into this for you. Just to let you know, we're onto it. We're sorting this out. We're going to sort this out for you. Boom. New card sent out in the post. All of my problems, everything, all just sorted out instantly. Done. And I was like, this is nice, but I don't feel like this is. It didn't feel reflective of the customer support. It felt more like the CEO had just said, shut this guy up, he's moaning. It was more like that. And I was like, it felt nice to have that level of support, but I feel for the people that don't get that. Yes, I've upgraded to the Obsidian, £300,000 staked in CRO to get the top tier card. However, I did, so I don't know if this possibly might not be the black card. This might not be the Obsidian, because when they sorted out the customer support at the time when they did it, I had the Indigo Blue, which was I think it was the 3,000 option. So I jumped from the free to because I wanted to see if I get, because they were doing an Apple deal, right? And I was like, well, I'm going to upgrade anyway, so it made sense. And I wanted to see what Crypto.com Private was about, and we'll do a stream on that and we'll talk about it. But this could well be the Obsidian card. It could be the black card. It could also possibly be the Indigo Blue. I don't know. I've got 2 cards coming. So we'll have a look, shall we? Let's check it out. So anyway, just before I do that, so then I said, thanks, Chris. Like, support sorted it all out. And then what really impressed me is I actually said, if there was just one thing I could bring to your attention, Crypto.com, and I think it's vital to consider, please do not lower your brand. This brand is the face of crypto right now. It's advertising on F1, UFC. This little logo here. This is the sign of crypto. This is, aside from Bitcoin, this is where new people coming into crypto, this is what they're going to see, because this is mass adoption right here. Because it's so simple, it's so easy, it's so convenient. And I said, look, I know it's tempting, given the engagement and the narrative, for your social media team to go nuts over farming engagement for meme coins, but I really want you to set a better example in this space. I do not want people coming in here, the first thing they see is this trashy, embarrassing, degenerate gambling of meme coins. Crypto.com should be better than that. And I said, look, please stop posting about memes. CRO is supposed to be a respectable and solid brand, and he's associating with meme coins clickbait. And he said, thanks for the feedback, passed it along to the social media intern. So, social media intern for CRO, I'm apologizing if you got, but you deserved it, because you shouldn't be farming engagement like that. So anyway, with that being said, I I want Crypto.com to succeed and to survive. So when you get this, by the way, it comes in a very nice little. They've changed it now. It's very different to how it used to be, but it does come in a. Hold on. Comes in a little. It's the Indigo. It's not the Obsidian one. It's not the Obsidian one. It's the Indigo. Yeah. It's the same one I had before. So that means that there's another one on the way. And when it arrives, we'll have to do another show. It's metal. It's metal. So I've got 2 of these now. Well, I haven't. I've got one and my partner's got one. So we've got 2 in the house. But it's nice. I'm going to pull it out. Has my full name on it. But there you go. There's the card. Pretty slick card. It's metal. It's solid. 5261. No, I'm joking. I'm not going to read the number out. Yeah. Yeah, it's really smart. Looks nice. Looks really smart. It's cheapest and 3rd most expensive. Oh, there's 2 blue. Yeah, so this is the one I had before, which was the 3,000. It was the free. If you locked up £3,000. So I kind of got everybody to do this before. Like I got my dad, my mum, I got my friends, I got everyone to do this. I was like, look, go and get this card. This is really the entry level card. It's the basic one you should have, because this one gives you so many amazing perks. So I recommend this card because you're going to get your cash back. Also, right now, I believe anybody that buys this card right now, if you look it up, because you have to lock up your CRO for 6 months. I think 6 months right now is a good lockup. 6 months right now is a good lockup, because everybody that did this 2 years ago, or back in 2021, sorry, that's actually more than 2 years ago now. Everybody that did this and put £3,000 into their CRO card in 2021, every single person cashed out £30,000. Every single person 10x their money, because CRO went to $1. And I absolutely believe it's going to happen again. I absolutely believe it. So nice to have that. That can go in the wallet with my new Monzo card. So I'm using Monzo right now because Monzo have been. We had a call. We had a chat. I tried to transfer a large sum of money. As you know, NatWest. So my NatWest bank account. Let's do this, shall we? My NatWest bank account. Ready? Oh, I've had some money paid into my NatWest bank account. I wasn't expecting that. So here is my NatWest bank account. Somebody paid me £1.37. That's my NatWest bank account right now. I emptied my account. Now, the only reason I haven't closed the account, is because I do get some money coming in and I don't always know where that money comes from. So, for example, I get, and it's not into this bank account, but into one of my business bank accounts, because don't forget, I've got companies outside of crypto. So in one of the companies that I work in, I wrote a book. And so I get royalties from my book sales that goes into one of my bank accounts. And I've got lots of little things like that where I get money coming in and I don't know where it's coming from, because I just forget, because it's from like years ago. It could be like commission for something or something else. And so I don't want to close the bank account because I'm worried that payments might fail and I need to sort that out. And I've been too lazy to do it. But yeah, I've closed down my NatWest bank account now. I had a good chat and a good conversation with Monzo, upgraded to their paid account, and they've been very helpful. And they let me transfer crypto. So I can go from fiat to crypto. Revolut also do allow it. I can't create a Revolut account. I'm not allowed a Revolut account, which I think's hilarious. I'm not allowed one. Revolut will not let me have an account, so fuck you, Revolut. But then I guess I don't want one. But yeah, this is what Revolut say to me. Your account has, like, I tried to create a new account and it says your account has been deactivated. Hi, Stephen. After reviewing your Revolut account, we're sorry to say that we cannot offer you our services. Unfortunately, we cannot confirm your identity, it says. I used a valid and a normal... I tell you the reason for this. I tell you the reason I'm getting this. Because I was trying to move in total. This was back in 2021. I was trying to move about £500,000, right, which is a decent chunk of money. And I was trying to move that into crypto. And I had to use 6 different bank accounts, and it took me 2 weeks. And I had to keep moving money because they just wouldn't allow it. And what happened is I tried to make a transfer, and I think it was something like, it wasn't a huge amount of money, but it was decent. It was about £100,000. I tried to make a transfer of about £100,000 from my Revolut account into crypto, and they froze my account. They locked me out of my app. They froze my account. They wouldn't let me access my money, and it took weeks. It took weeks to get that back, and I was really unimpressed. I was very vocal, and as you can imagine in that situation, if you've got that sort of money and it's just locked, and they can't even give you a reason for it, then there was no reason. They didn't tell me because of this or because of that. Not like, oh, it's anti-money laundering checks, or it was like, this is my goddamn money, release it. And but they wouldn't. And so I had to submit my government ID. I had to submit my banking statements. I had to submit proof of address. I had to submit all of this stuff, and they eventually let the money go, but they wouldn't send it. They sent it back. So then I had to move it into other bank accounts. And I was, at that point, I was so furious. I was like, F you, closing the account. And that's why I said I would never use Revolut, because if you're just sending like £50 or £100 or, you know, a couple of $100, sure, fine. You start moving decent money through Revolut, yeah, they were not nice. And so now they won't let me have an account as a result of it, which I think is hilarious. But yeah. So screw you, Revolut, but thank you, Monzo. When do I think CRO will run up? Well, here's what I think right now. I think right now what we're seeing here, it looks like a changing of the guard. So right now the narrative has been firmly set on meme coins. Do I have a limit on Monzo? I mean, I think there's a limit. I don't know what the limit is, but I believe there's a limit, yes. I don't know what it is, but it seems nice. The only annoying thing with Monzo, which I wish they did, is I wish they did kids accounts, because Revolut actually does a kids account, and I really want an account for my daughter, and I can't seem to do that. So I used to use GoHenry, but just paying a monthly fee with GoHenry was like, just didn't seem like it was necessary. But yeah. That's the only challenge right now. But apart from that, Monzo seems fine. Yeah, so what I would say right now is that we seem to be, hopefully, drawing to a close of the narrative of meme coins. And I'm hoping that people start to move away from meme coins. When I think about the next narrative, it almost feels like we moved from meme coins into pre-sale meta. So we moved from, it was still meme coins, but because... like we saw different meme coins. So it started with, the real run up was around, it was mainly around the presidents and stuff that we saw. You know, there was Joe Biden and we saw a lot of those, and Nancy Pelosi and Elizabeth Warren. There was loads of those. We saw all of those run up. We've always seen the dogs. You know, we saw the dogs, the cats, the frogs. We saw that. That was really last cycle. We saw some of that. Dog with hat. So I've seen a lot of people trying to create a trend for cats. I don't think cats will ever take off the same way dogs will. Here's my reasoning behind that. Cats are twats. I mean, they're not, but, you know, cats kind of do their own thing. There's a reason dogs called man's best friend, right? It's not, you know, cats are not man's best friend. Typically, and I'm not saying always, but typically, guys like dogs, girls like cats. Not always, but typically. All right? And so, I believe I believe that if you look at a dog is closer to a man than a cat is, typically. And if you look at meme coins and degenerate gambling and trading and all of the stuff that goes on, it's typically guys that do it. It's typically guys that do it. And so I think that guys relate to dogs better. And so I think that dog tokens will always outperform cat tokens. Because women are just, in general, more sensible. Not always, but in general, more sensible. Hey, what's this one? Cats token versus dogs token. I know, right? That was a great film, by the way. Cats versus dogs. Polkadot has a bird. Check it. No. Nope. Not looking. CRO have started to do it as well. CRO launched the Kakar or the car. CA whatever. I'm so done. I'm so done with meme coins. Like, it was fun to look at. And yes, I did make a little bit of money on it. And it was nice. And it afforded me a car, which I'm very grateful for, because I can see it sitting outside. That was not typical. It was not typical. Not everybody is going to get that. And the reason because I was posting about it, because I got caught up in it, because I can understand how exciting it is. And I wanted to. I wanted to understand it. I wanted to feel it. I wanted to be part of it. Gibble gobble, one of us. I wanted to have that understanding of what made it so attractive. And I do see that. But I also see how detrimental it is and how dangerous it is. And it's like watching somebody who's drunk. Right? Meme coins are like watching someone who's drunk. If you go out for a night out and your mate Barry gets drunk, you might laugh at him, right? And he falls over and he cracks his head on the pavement and there's blood spewing out and you go, oh, what a twat. You know, and you laugh it off, you know, and in the morning we all have a story to tell. That's okay. The problem is when it's 9 o'clock in the morning and Barry's hammered and it's the 7th week in a row. All right. And he's lost his job and he's lost his partner and his family have disowned him and his health's deteriorating. And all of a sudden now you've got an addict that's got a problem. That's the challenge with these meme coins. It's all good and fun when you're trolling people on Twitter, but it can very, very quickly turn and flip and you can lose control. And you can lose everything. And it's dangerous. Very dangerous. And as a narrative from looking in, if you're on a night out with the lads and you're having some fun, you know, people might look at you and go, Barry's a twat, but hey, he's having fun. It's a night out. That's okay. But if the first experience you get of Barry is, as I said, an alcoholic that's living at home who's lost everything, and that's the first impression, you're gonna have a very different thought process. So when people come into crypto for the first time and they've never been in crypto before and they see the meme coins, they might go, haha, that's funny. But if they're like, oh, these people have just sent $122 million to scam accounts on purpose, it changes the narrative. And so if we want mass adoption, we really need to remove this trash. Because it's what it is. It's trash. The only real people profiting from this are bots, arbitrage bots, mev bots, the people who are extracting the value out of the tokens, not the gamblers who are just getting lucky. And for every one that gets lucky, there's going to be 10,000 that don't. And so I think the best thing we can do is put it to bed and move on. The quicker that these people get wrecked, the better. It sounds horrible, but it's true. The quicker these people get wrecked, the better. We need to move on. We need a new narrative. So this is what I'm expecting right now. I don't think that the meme season's over. I think that it will continue because, you know, these things don't just disappear. They take a while to die out. So we're going to see some crossover. But what we need to see is the smart money start to move into better places. Now, Web3 gaming does seem like a good transition from meme coins to Web3 gaming. But I don't know at the moment if that's what's going to happen. Loot boxes was definitely one of my thought processes. I thought that loot boxes would make sense because people gambling on meme coins would be gambling on loot boxes. So that does make, I do still think that is a narrative. Web3 gaming at the moment is not doing that well. I actually need to set up a lot of these. I need to set new ones of these up. When I think about possible narratives. We know we got the AI narrative. We had Nvidia yesterday, so Nvidia was happening with the AI, so GPU rendering. So I think render's going to do really well. I think this is going to bounce really well. I think Node AI is going to bounce really well. So I think GPU rendering AI tokens, I think they're going to do really good. But apart from that, I'm not really too sure I don't know what the next narrative is. Maybe it's I don't know if Solana has another run up, because the other thing with Solana as well is Solana was mostly propped up by meme coins. And so when I look at what happened with Solana, this was a great drop, by the way. If you sold at 200 when I said to get out, you made a great profit there. So you're looking at something around, yeah, like 10-15%. Nice. So I think what happened with Solana is, I think at the moment what we need to do, we need to flush out the trash in Solana. I think there's a lot of people holding money in Solana from meme coins. That will obviously naturally flow out. So I think we can see another crash in Solana. I do think Solana can crash. But I also think that what this has done is it's shifted the narrative from Ethereum. There's a lot of people who are very, very adamant that Ethereum is the answer. And there's a lot of people that are very adamant that Solana is the answer. Now, I think Ethereum's got some good points and some bad points, as does Solana. I don't know which one is going to come out on top, or if there's a new network that's going to come out on top that we haven't seen yet. Maybe there's something that's not even live yet that goes and takes over and dwarfs both Ethereum and Solana. Maybe there's a new chain. Maybe we've never heard of it. So I think that it's very possible that we see, because in the short-term narrative, most people are starting to see that the reason the meme coins have been so successful on Solana is because, one, Solana's dirt cheap, and it can't always be dirt cheap. There's going to have to be some trade-offs. But Solana is dirt cheap, specifically compared to Ethereum and their gas fee. Solana is reliable, even though there's been some challenges with it. There is reliability there. And so I feel like, you know, the whole, but Solana crashes and there's outages. Yeah, there's been some outages, but there's been blocks that haven't printed on Ethereum as well. I mean, it's, you know, I don't know. There's always trade-offs. So when I look right now at the different layer ones and the different networks, I think that Ethereum still runs in this cycle. I've said for a long time now, I think Ethereum dies. So let me clarify what I mean by that. I don't think Ethereum dies as in it disappears and doesn't exist anymore. I think the current narrative of Ethereum dies. I think people assume that Ethereum is the only chain. I think that narrative dies. I personally believe that Ethereum no longer serves the average user. I believe that Ethereum becomes more of a business-to-business chain, more of an executive chain, a high-end, high-costing chain that if you want to use it, you've got to pay a lot of money to use it. It becomes like almost this, like, I don't know, this elevated chain that's out of the reach of most people, which is why I believe people will start to use more layer 2s, and they'll start to use more roll-ups, and we'll start to see a lot more of that. So I think that Ethereum in its core essence will stay as a chain, but I think that more people will be using Ronin, Polygon, you know, and whatever else comes out as a result of that. So I think we'll still see more EVM chains, but I do think we're going to see something new as well. I think that something will come along. Like, don't forget that the EVM model was basically looking at Bitcoin and saying Bitcoin's amazing, but we can do it better, or we can do it. We can add to it. We can't. Not that we can do it better, but we can make it. We can make it different. And so now you're getting these networks. So now all it needs is someone to come along and say, EVMs are, you know, they're limited. It's hard for them to scale because of, you know, the infrastructure that's already in place. You can't just flick a switch and change an ecosystem. So I think it's absolutely possible that we see something more agile come out of the ashes of what Ethereum was. So I think Cardano has a place, but I think Cardano, if I look at Cardano, I think it feels more like an academic maybe even a government-backed chain. Maybe Cardano becomes the official government chain, or something that universities use. It's used for white papers and technical and academics. Like I think, or even AI. I think Cardano. I think it has a place, and I don't think we've seen it yet. I still think that Cardano's got a run. I think Solana right now feels like the gaming chain. I think Solana does feel like the gaming chain, but also now we've seen meme coins on Solana. Like we've seen that whole narrative shift. I think we're going to start to see a lot more coming over to Solana. And it's been a great stretch. Like the meme coins on Solana, what it has done, it's been an incredible stress test. It's been an incredible opportunity to be able to say, oh, this can handle some stress. I think AVAX is probably an unsung hero. I think AVAX has potential to be a gaming chain. And I think that we're starting to see some good games building on AVAX. And so I still think we can see a run of AVAX as well. In fact, we've started to. AVAX now sitting at $60 is in a lovely place. I mean, if you think about AVAX just on the 10th of March at $40, I mean, already we're sitting up almost 50%. It's a nice place. So I think Matic, I don't know. Matic's, I'm not in Matic anymore. I don't own any Matic. I don't know. I don't feel it. I think that for a long time, I think Matic had the best business development team out there. I think Matic had an incredible business development team. I don't think the technology, and I only know from my own experience. Now, I've got nothing against the people at Matic, but when I worked with Sunflower Land and I was sitting in the war room and I was talking to all of the developers and the engineers and I was talking to the core teams at Polygon and they were just shrugging their shoulders and going, we don't know what to do. We can't fix this. That to me was a huge red flag because that was a scaling solution that can't scale. And I don't know if the tech, the underlying tech, Matic's never been stress tested. I think if Matic was stress tested, I think it would struggle. I think it would break again. I beg you to look into KDA. They're built to fix the problems with blockchain. I'll check it out. I'll have a look. I'm not aware of it, but I'll have a look. But do I expect a big pullback? Oh, a lot of tokens will be given out on Solana 2025 vesting. I think airdrops, like if you remember back in 2021, the big narrative we had in 2021 on Luna, when Luna was a thing, was airdrops. One of the reasons Luna scaled up so hard was because everybody staked their Luna to get airdrops. And we got some incredible airdrops. But then obviously when Luna crashed, all the airdrops become worthless. We're in the airdrop meta right now. Airdrop metas are definitely a thing right now. Yep, UST, absolutely. Anchor. I was staking my Anchor when it was like the standard Anchor stake was 20%. But if you look at some of my original videos, some of my early crypto videos, I was staking Anchor at like 160%. It was crazy, and I took a loan out, and I was getting paid positive interest on that loan. It was great. It was a really crazy time. In hindsight, obvious it was never going to last. But yeah, there was a lot of airdrops, and I think we're going to see that again. We're starting to. Some of the really good games that I'm seeing at the moment are doing game drops. So you have to play the game to get the game drops. I think that's powerful. I think Blocklords is a great example of that. Blocklords is doing a great job. I think that there's definitely going to be some more metas we're going to see in this season. One that I would love to see. I'm completely overexposed to this, so I want to see it. I'm also working in this field. So I'm working in this field. I'm working with a company in this field, and I have a hell of a lot of exposure to this field. If this meta runs, it will make me, just from this meta alone, a multimillionaire. Just from this meta alone. So I'm praying for it to run. But it's the DeFi yield farming. We saw it with, in 2021, we saw it with PancakeSwap. PancakeSwap was a great example of all of the staking that we saw. Staking yield farming. Aqua was another token. We had Aave. We had a lot of stuff that was moving on to Phantom. So Phantom, there was a lot of stuff where we were starting to see these metas around Donkey Finance, Formation Finance. I still believe we could see a run, and I would love to. And Donkey, I've got a huge bag of Donkey at the moment, and I would love. I mean, it's in the gutter, and I don't know if it will recover. It's in the gutter, and I don't know if it will recover, but it would be nice. It would be nice if it did. So for those of you that don't know, this is Donkey. It is copy farming. So eToro for crypto. They've had their problems, but they've come back from it. But what I really like about it is you can, and I haven't used it in a long time, but you can go in, and I used to do this. I used to create these strategies. I used to create these yield farming strategies. It would be linked into a smart contract, and you would simply one click deposit your funds, and you would take part in this yield farming. If the DeFi yield farming meta comes back, I think this is going to absolutely dominate the space. I've been buying this token all the way from 15 cents down to half a cent. Not even half a cent. Yeah, so less than a cent. But this is, yeah, got potential. I really hope that this comes back. I have millions of Don. And at one point, this was worth like $2 or $3. So yeah, I'd love to see that come back. I would love to see the tokens like. Can I post a link for Donkey? Yeah, I mean you can go to it's don-key.finance, but yes, I will post it for you. Do your own research, obviously, but it's like eToro. It's eToro for crypto, and it's in a really bad place. It's in a really bad place. If you look into their Telegram, it's desolate. The team don't really talk. There's not really that much going on with it. It's on life support. Yeah, I'd like to get the link straight from the donkey's mouth. I appreciate you. It could die. Donkey could definitely not make it. And if you do, here's the thing. If I was going to put money in a meme coin, I'd rather put it in Donkey right now, because the token Donkey is sitting. This isn't right, by the way. This is not the right. This is USD on Ethereum. This is not the right one. This is from Uniswap. It's not accurate. In fact, if I was to look at let's just pop into here. I need to rename these. Let me see if I can add. Hold on. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of that. I don't know which one it would be. Probably PancakeSwap, I imagine. I don't know. There's like a lot of these. Let me add them all. Let me add them all and I'll see which one looks the best. There's a few of them. But they're all different prices, you see. They're all different amounts. I think this is I think this one probably. Yeah, because right now it is sitting at about 1 cent. And this one looks a little bit more. You see, this one, which is one I was looking at, it's got these really weird swings on it. So I don't think it's that one. It's not, that one's dead. It's not that one. That pool's dead as well. This is like got some weird crap going on with it. So it's none of them. So I think this is the one. The wrapped BNB on Binance Smart Chain. So I think the pool, because it's decentralized, right? So there's different pools. But I think this is probably. Let's go back to daily. Yeah, so look, this goes back to like 2022. But look at this when it had its run. Yeah, so this is the one. This one goes back to 2021. Yeah, so this is the right one. Look at when this started, right? When it started, the initial pump was like $6, right? It died down. It pretty much just dumped straight away, which, you know, that was unfortunate. That was not due to it being a scam or anything like that. It launched at the worst possible time. It launched in May of 2021, which is when we had our first crash. So this pool launched into a crash. It was just unfortunate. So for that reason, I'm willing to just ignore. I'm willing to ignore everything there. Yeah, I'm willing to ignore everything there. So when I look at Donkey, I look at this. So when I look at the peaks, look, there was a $1.83. There was a $1.76. There was definitely a lot of movement around the $1 mark. This is currently trading right now at 1 cent. All right, so just think about this right now. This is currently trading at 1 cent. Okay, if you buy this token at 1 cent and it goes back to 10 cents, which it should do because it spent most of its time at 10 cents, like a 10x from 1 cent to 10 cents. It almost feels like it's obvious that's going to happen, right? A 10x feels easy. I would say to $1. Is it possible to go from where it currently is right now back up to $1? Yeah, I think it's possible. I think it's totally possible. So now you're looking at a token with the potential to do a 100x. This is the potential to do a 100x on this token, all right, which is meme coin territory. It's what you would expect from a meme coin. It's absolutely in the gutter and has been since, look, all of this volatility, all this activity around 22. And then from 22, it's just died. It's just died. It's been in the gutter. When you look at tokens, that you want to invest in, you want to pick up the tokens that are dead, but have a chance of coming back to life. And this is absolutely risk versus reward. Yanni, you're absolutely right. But here's the thing. The tokens still, the team are still going. They're quiet. They're not talking. All faith, all confidence. It does look bad. But here's the thing. If we get the narrative, if we have the meta for the DeFi yield farming, if it comes back, this will be one of the biggest tokens because it has a complete system already in place. It's all built. It's all done. The only thing missing right now is the meta. Look, it's absolutely possible for this to reach. Now, I don't know if we go across to, we'd have to have a look at something like CoinMarketCap. I'd have to go across and look. Let me bring this across. 1 second. Hold on, chat. I'm going to bring this across. All right. All right. 1 sec. There we go. Just loading up CoinMarketCap. All right. So, Donkey. So right now, trading at 1 cent. Max supply. It's not. Look, it's not even like a meme token. 100 million. 95% circulating supply. Max supply 100 million. Fully diluted market cap 1 million. It's just, it's on. But the only you're only getting it right now. You're only getting it right now on PancakeSwap. If you want to gamble on something like this, because for a meme coin, it's pretty much guaranteed to go to zero. At least with this, there's a chance. At least with this, there's an opportunity. It's still a gamble. You might still lose everything, but at least there's a chance. At least there's some utility, some genuine, real utility behind it. It is literally like the eToro of crypto. And it was all picked up by Crypto Banter, and I'm sure that if there's another meta, you know, Ran and the Crypto Banter team, they'll pick it up and it'll be this is the potential to fly, to absolutely fly. But the big risk is that we need DeFi yield farming to come back. We need PancakeSwap. We need all of that. And that is a narrative that I believe we could see. But yeah, I'm absolutely stocked up. I stocked up on this. I own about 1 million Don. It's yeah. So you're saying there's a chance? I think there's it's a high risk token, but I definitely also another one which this is this is another one which is slept on. Again, it does require that narrative to come back. We do need the DeFi yield farming narrative, but Planet Aqua, again, absolutely in the gutter at the moment. There's been a lot of controversy. The team changed ownership. It looks so terrible. Now, I bought into Planet Finance. I bought into this back in 2021. I wish I could tell you that there was something clever about it. It was absolute naivety. It was dumb luck. And it was the fact that I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I bought into this token when it was $150. I bought into this token at $150. I sold this token at about $1,500. This token went, when I bought it from $150, this token went and it run up to $2,000. That was in the 2021 bull run. And it had another small pump up to 500 in 2022. This is another website. It's another website that has potential. Now, again, I appreciate there's a lot of risk. There's a lot of risk and it could all go wrong. But this is another website. This is Planet.finance. Planet.finance. Again, it's another yield farming platform. Now, I like what they were doing, building their planets out, and you had different planets. Now they've changed it all. But it's a well-built site. I've used it. It's never done me wrong. I can't speak for it now. It's under new ownership, so I don't know what the new ownership's like. But there's definitely some scamming websites. So you need to be careful you're on the right website. But yep, you connect your wallet, and you can lock up your tokens, and there's all of these APYs that you can earn through these different pools and different things. So they did have they actually had like these different. They had what I liked about this. One of the things that made me laugh is they had one of the planets was called Uranus, and it was just for shitcoins. So I like the fact they had shitcoins on Uranus. It made me laugh. I don't know if they still have that anymore, but it was clever. But they had these different planets. I don't think they had like red planet, blue planet. One was like stable coins. One was like top tier. One was like high risk. I don't know if they do that. And then obviously they had the brown planet, which was shitcoins. And I don't know if they do that anymore, but I think they've just got the one planet now. It's just Planet Finance. And it looks like it's just the blue planet. But yeah, this Aqua, I mean, there's, again, if we go back and we look at Aqua, there's only 100,000. Look at the supply. 90% of Aqua, self-reported, but circulating supply, 90%. Total supply, because they're burning. Fully diluted market cap, again, just $1 million. $1 million market cap, 100,000 tokens. That's it, max supply. So again, if this runs up, if this narrative kicks off, this is a token you can pick up right now for $13. For $13. If this runs up, oof. Could you imagine? I mean, it's not unfortunately showing up, which is a shame. Whatever. Doesn't matter. You get my point. You buying now? Can this go to $130? Well, absolutely it can. If this goes back up to $130, you just 10x'd. Can this go back up to $1,300? Of course it can. So this can 100x. So now you've got Donkey Finance and Planet Finance. They can both 100x. They're two 100x tokens that have real utility behind them. The only thing, and they've got low supply. They've got a team. They're still there. I mean, the team's changed on Planet. I don't know, but my point is, yes, you can invest in these meme coins, But if you buy into these sort of tokens now that have got utility, and if you find these narratives, if this narrative runs, if it runs, do you know what I mean? And here's the other cool thing. You can take your planet right now and you can stake it and get 6%. Right, that might not be a lot, but you're getting 6% in your voting rights. Go to Donkey, do the same thing. Stake your Don. You can earn more tokens through staking so that if it does pick back up, you're going to be in a much better position. You can get in so much cheaper than I did. Like I said, I was buying this token originally at $150. I was buying Donkey at 15 cents. I'm not saying they're going to run, but if they do, these are the tokens I would prefer over the meme coins, if you give me the choice. So anyway, that being said, look at Skill. Skill? I've not heard of that one. But yeah, so I think we've still got a little bit more falling, maybe. But it also feels like we're kind of done for now. So if I come back to the hour and we have a look, yeah, kind of feels like we're pulling back a bit now. I think we can pull back. I do expect to see... I mean, I was expecting right now, by the end of this week, I was expecting 76,000. I think that's still possible. I don't know. Maybe we have to kick the can down the road a little bit. Maybe we've still got a little while to go before we get there, but we definitely need to reclaim this level. Oh, Crypto Blade. Yeah, I remember Crypto Blade. 2022. God, that was ages ago. I remember that. Wasn't that a dungeon game where you had to go and clear dungeons and something? I think I remember that. You bought the top. Yeah, I mean, it's been difficult, right? There's some of the games. I mean, Million on Mars is another one. Very, very involved in that game, and they've just announced they're going to shut down their servers. I think it's a good thing. I wish they did it last year. I was begging a team to shut down, you know, a long time ago and rebuild. I think the problem at the moment is when I look at Eric, who is the founder of Million on Mars, I don't think his heart's in it. I don't think his head's in it, and I don't think his heart's in it. I see him on Twitter. I see him tweeting about governments and politics and AI, and I see him on a tangent. I think that he's detached himself from Million on Mars, and I think it's his baby. I actually offered to buy it off of him, and he said no. I really wanted to because I was building a game, and I just thought I could use this and rebuild it. I really wanted to build it, and I would have thrown money into it, but I just don't think what they're building is going to work, and I don't know. And so now I guess I've lost confidence as well. And they said they're going to take a snapshot, but I don't know. They'd have to hit a home run, and then if they decided to look after anyone, I don't know. It's really difficult. Sometimes you just make bad decisions, and you know I put 100 grand into that game. That's just going to pretty much be a tax harvest at this stage, and I wish nothing but, you know, the best for Eric and the team, but it is frustrating, you know, when you can see that there's ways to do things and they don't happen, and you have this vision, and this vision doesn't get realized. It's got to be frustrating for him. He's a great guy. I do believe he's a good guy. I don't think he was intentionally trying to like screw anyone over. He put his heart and soul into it. It just didn't work out, and it's just unfortunate, but you know, I don't think that he's going to give up. I think that he just needs some time right now. So I think that if he rests, recovers, then maybe he can come back stronger and learn from what's happened and build something. And so I still have hope. I still have belief that there is the possibility that if you own assets in Million on Mars, that you could still be looked after. I think it's possible. Big Time still buggy for me. Big Time's still buggy for me, so I'm not really involved in playing it too much at the moment. Shrapnel, don't really feel for Shrapnel. It was a good game. I enjoyed playing it. Not keen on the way they're marketing it. Think that they're dumping a lot of money, and I don't know. Shrapnel right now to me feels very much like how in 2021, if you remember the bull run, remember how gaming companies were renting out penthouses. Remember how they were doing like the come to my penthouse party, we've hired a celebrity? It felt very much like that. That's kind of how Shrapnel's marketing feels. Hey, we're going to fly you to Vegas to do a playtest. Yeah. I don't know. I don't see Shrapnel as a sustainable game in the way that they're working. I very much like the idea of Off the Grid, Gunzilla games, Off the Grid. That seems like it could be a cool game. I like what BR1 is doing as well. BR1's doing something which is quite cool. Still got a long way to go, but I like what they're doing. So that's kind of it for the FPS side of things. I like what Block Lords are doing. That's cool. I like what Boomland is doing. By the way, I'll let you in on a little secret here. I've been watching this. I think that this Boomland.io, I think this has potential. So Boomland is not... I met these guys in London through a mutual friend who runs a company called Horizon, which is responsible for the Sequence wallet, if you know the Sequence wallet. So I met Boomland through them. And so the idea of this is it's going to be lots of mini games. So they've built all of these games like darts, baseball, all of these games they've built already. They've built these in Web 2. So they built all of these in Web 2. And they have their Boom token, right? Which is their governance token. Now, they've got their marketplace and you can buy these hunters. So this is their first game, which is called Hunters on Chain. All right, and it gets a bit boring, but it's fun. Now the idea is you're going to be able to take these NFTs and you're going to be able to use them in multiple different games. So Mighty Heroes, Baseball Club, Cooking Festival, Hunters on Chain, Archery Club, Darts Club. They're just fun mobile games that you can play. And I think these games are very, very popular. Very popular. I think people enjoy playing them. And so I think they've got really, really good potential. I think they've got good people behind them. And so what you can do right now is click on Token Claim. No, not Token Claim, sorry. You can actually. You can go to... If you've got a Coinbase wallet, you can actually go and get your B-Gems. And you can click these daily B-Gems. I actually don't do this. This is what you can earn inside the game, B-Gem. I'm not bothered about that. If you go to boomlands.io /token-sale, all right, and you connect your wallet, you can actually take part in the public sale right now, and the price of the token is 0.012. Now, in order to do this, there's a couple of things that it doesn't say on this page, which I've told them to update and they haven't. It should tell you that you're limited. You can only buy $1,000 at a time. You can buy more, but you would have to buy $1,000 worth, refresh the page, and buy another $1,000 worth. So you would connect your wallet. Once your wallet is connected, you will need to buy. So the way that you buy, in fact, let me just do this now so I can go to MetaMask. I don't even know what wallet I'm using. There we go. So enter the amount of Boom that you want to purchase. So 83,333. That's $1,000. Well, yeah, that's $1,000, right? So 83,333 is what you can buy. Now, in order to buy this, you need to have USDC.E. All right, USDC.E. So go across to CoinMarketCap, and you're going to type in USDC.E, which is USD coin bridged on Matic. All right, it's a specific token. So USDC.E. Now go to the contracts. You don't want Avalanche. We want Polygon. Right. So we click on More. We go down to Polygon and we copy this. We copy this. All right. So this is the Polygon address for USDC.E. Then you go across to something like Uniswap or 1inch or anything like that. It doesn't matter. Go to any of these. Go to 1inch, whatever. And from here, you're going to swap your Matic. Okay. And you're going to select a token. You're going to paste this in. There you go. USDC coin. It's POS. Not piece of shit. It's point of sale. All right. Point of sale. So what you're going to do here is you're going to swap. Okay, so I've actually got 1.8. I've currently got 1.8. So let's go back. Boomland token sale. All right, so someone help me out because my head is not in it at the moment. How many tokens can I buy? $1.8. What is that? 83. What is that? I can buy, what is that? 150 tokens, right? So I click on here. I click buy. I need to have the USDC.E in my wallet. As long as I've got that, I can buy up to 83,333. Click on buy. Have to sign a transaction. Is it going to work? Where is my MetaMask? Why is it not coming up? Okay, hold on. I can buy a lot more than 150. That's right, isn't it? No? 1.8? Yeah. No, not with Matic. No. You don't buy it with Matic. No, you have to have USDC.E. You have to have USDC.E. Maybe they've disabled it. Maybe my site's not working. I don't know. But anyway. Oh no, there you go. So I can buy 100. Then I have to sign my transaction. So I'm going to go ahead and sign my transaction. That's going to cost me 1.2 USDC.E. So I go ahead, because I've got it in the wallet, I can purchase that. Alright, so let's play a game. First person to put their Polygon Matic address in the chat gets this. I'm sending it to you right now. The first person to put their Polygon wallet in the chat, their Polygon wallet in the chat is getting this. I'm sending it to you. You're going to get 100 boom. There we go. So congratulations. You've claimed your boom. Now there's no lockup. There's no lockup, so I can claim it. So now I've claimed it. Boom, Jonard. There you go. Well played, sir. Well played, Jonard. Oh, Yanni, just a little bit slow there. Well played. You never know, right? All right, so that's done. So now I'm going to confirm to claim it. GG's. GG's, guys. Well played, Jonard. Well played. So, there you go. If you do that, I've just shown you the process. You can go and buy it. Now, you can go and buy it yourself if you need to. Can you delete mine? I think I can. I can't. I actually, where did you do it? On Twitch? I'd have to go into Twitch and do it. Hold on. Yeah, I can delete it. Give me a sec. I can delete it. Hold on. That was just some random Twitch thing. So, now it's found a new token. I'm going to import it. I actually have some other boom in here that I didn't see. I've got some boom from the game that I was playing. So, alright, I'm going to send 100 boom. That is going to Jonard. I've just sent that. It's done. Network is busy. It's Polygon. It's always busy. There you go, Jonard. 100 cent. Do you know what? Actually, do you know what? Yanni boy, I'm going to send you 100 as well. Just because I love you, mate. I'm going to send you 100 as well. Oh no, I think it might have just been a delay on your end. They definitely posted it after I asked. Oh, I nearly sent you 100 Matic then. That would have been funny. There you go. And you know what? Because I'm in a good mood today. Promid Gamer, I don't want to leave you out. I feel bad because you were the last one there. I'm going to send it to you as well. Alright, I'm just doing this on a different screen, guys. Sorry, just bear with me 1 second. Alright, you've all got 100 boom. Each and every one of you have got 100 boom each. Alright, so what you need to know is the address of the token. So, 1 second. Here it is. Here is the token address for Boom. Right. You're welcome, guys. Right, so this is the token address for Boom. So it is this one here. So all you need to do is take this address that I just posted here, go to your MetaMask, click on MetaMask. You're going to go to your tokens, go to the bottom, go to import token, go to custom token, You're going to click on this and you're going to put in that address. Now, I've already added it. Otherwise, it would just say add token. And then you'll see it. It's in your wallet. It's there. So you've got it. That's it. GG's. It's Polygon, so you give it 2 hours. It's 4 business working days. It's Polygon. It should come through because it's all there. Yeah, look, I've sent it. It's gone. Yeah, it's definitely gone. You've got it. It's there. I've sent 300. You can see it. It's gone. Anyway, that's all done. So yeah, you can go and buy that yourself if you need to. I've just shown you how to buy it. Yep. All right. If it's on the blockchain, then it's got to be there, right? Hey, you're welcome. Hey, look, all I'm saying is if that goes to $1, because this is another token that I believe can 100x. I think this token could 100x. Now, you have to understand, however, with this token, going back to CoinMarketCap, I don't think this is on CoinMarketCap yet. I don't think you can get it. It's not even showing up. So you can't find it. Right, it's not live yet. These booms are not, they're not the right booms. It's not Boom DAO, it's not Bomb Shelter, it's none of them. There is, I think, 5 billion. There is a lot of supply. I think it's 5 billion. What you would have to do is go to the white paper, go to tokenomics, look at Boom. Yeah. 5 billion total supply. So it's got a high supply. But this is for multiple games. This is not just from one game. This is for multiple games. Boomland is not one game. Boomland is like a metaverse. It's going to be around multiple games. And it's talking about interoperability. So being able to use your assets across multiple different games. Yeah, exactly. It's not something we haven't seen in the bull market. Exactly. I think when you consider the entire system, I think this is very early. But this is something, again, I've put a decent 5-figure sum into Boom. I've put a decent 5-figure sum into Boom. I think it's got potential. We'll see. We'll see. Thanks. You don't need to send your wallets anymore, guys. Thanks. I'm not sending any more out, but thanks. I'm going to save the rest of my Boom. Because that's potentially $100 I've just given all of you. Obviously, you need to wait to claim it. But that's the way I look at it. So CRO is another one. I'm massively bullish on CRO at the moment. I really believe... I want to see Honeyland do well. I really, really want to see Honeyland do well. Yes, I am hugely exposed to Honeyland. I know I am. I know I am. But Honeyland has done so well for me in terms of... It's struggling at the moment, but it's... Yeah, I mean... At one point, my Honeyland was worth $500,000 almost. 450,000. So my Honeyland was worth 450,000. Today it's worth 150,000. So I've lost, off the value of my Honeyland, I've lost $300,000 off the value of my Honeyland, which really hurts. Really hurts. Specifically when I believe that this is a $1 token, and I really feel like we haven't seen the all-time high yet, and I believe I'm sitting on over $1 million. I want to be able to cash this out. I really want to cash this out at $1. Because if I can cash this out at $1, then I can officially say that Honeyland made me a millionaire on its own. And it's the first Web3 game that's generated me $1 million. But what would my exit strategy be? What with something like Honeyland? I would DCA out over time. I would probably wait until the mania kicked in, and then I would start to take small profits. I would probably cash out like 10,000 Honeyland at a time, and I would have multiple sales over the course of about a month or two, so that it just didn't impact the market. Like I would just sell into the buy pressure, so you wouldn't even notice my sells. And then if the market started to dip a little bit, I'd just stop. Like I would not be dumping this in one go. Like and here's the other thing. I did sell some of these tokens because I needed to. I had an investor that needed to cash out, so I had to cash out some. Like I cashed out 200,000 of these tokens, at a massive loss, But I not a massive loss to me, a massive loss from where it was at all-time high. I didn't cash out at 30 cents. I cashed out at about 15 cents. Or it might have been about 18 cents. But anyway, I didn't want to cash it out, but I had to. I reached out to the team and I said, hey guys, just to let you know, I'm going to be selling 200,000 tokens. I'm planning to do it over a week. I'm planning to do it in, small chunks. And then I said, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to do it quicker than a week because I have to get this money. I need to liquidate. So I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it in separate times. And I did that because I don't want to be the person that supports a game and then pulls the rug from the game. Because if all of the investors were just, oh, look, our tokens have unlocked, let's dump them, the game's not going to survive. This is why I've never cashed out of a game before, because I believe in supporting those games. Now, my mentality has changed somewhat now because all of the games that I supported, none of them supported me. That's just the reality of it. They didn't. They didn't support me. I wasn't given the tools. I wasn't given the things that I needed. All of the assets that I bought in these games, they've all died. No one looked after me. And so the only game right now, the only one that I'm seeing profit in right now is Honeyland. And it's because I bought the token and not the NFT assets. Any game where I bought the NFT assets, I am down bad. Any game. Even in Big Time. Now, Big Time, I had the potential to profit, but I got screwed over in Big Time. And so, you know, the game crashed because I had too many assets. Oh, I guess, you know, there's no such thing as a rich victim, so who cares? Oh, like, it was like, no one cares that, like, no one cares about WoW problems, right? So when I put money into Big Time, and because I had so many assets, unfortunately, I couldn't play the game. The game wouldn't load for me. I couldn't even log in. And so the team just was like, sorry, there's nothing we can do. And it took them ages to fix it. And I got knocked out the leaderboard and I didn't get to cash out. And so loads of people were cashing out and I didn't get to. And so it was really frustrating for me. It was a risk. It was a gamble that I took. You know, I probably broke even. I still got some assets. I hope I make profit. But Honeyland is the only investment out of the 10 games I invested in. Out of the 10 games, Honeyland is the only one that has right now given me an incredible ROI. But I'm not cashing out. And I can't cash out. I'm actually still locked into some of this. I don't have access to all 1.4 million of those tokens right now. Some of that's still in a vesting contract. I personally come to the conclusion that money is not a game. Well, see, the way I look at it at the moment is trading tokens is PvP. What do I think of World Shards? Never looked at it. Never looked at it. Don't know anything about it. Happy to look at it, but just never heard of it. Can I ask, why do I invest in games instead of finance? I'm a gamer. I love games. But also, I saw... ironically, I saw games and NFTs as a hedge against the last bear market. Yes, in hindsight, I was very wrong. I made a mistake. But I saw games as a way to hedge against the bear market. I saw the market crashing. The crypto market crashing. I thought games would have survived. I've always believed that cash flow is king. And so for me, generating yield and creating opportunities to make money always inspired me. Now, I also love to help people. And so what Axie showed me is that it was possible for me to generate yield whilst I was helping people. And so I fell in love with the concept of scholarships. I fell in love with the whole concept of building a guild because I got to help people and I got to make money. And it felt like a win-win. And I was more than happy to invest my money and my time into making that a reality. And I did. We built something incredible. But the fact is, bots are always going to take over. Bots are always going to destroy economies. Most of the games out there don't have a clue how to build an economy or manage an economy, so they're struggling anyway. Most of the gamers are extractors, and they are only interested in the price of the token and the assets, and not the game or the community themselves. They'll say that they'll say they're your friend. They'll say they care. They say they're interested, but the reality is they're just in it for themselves. And then the people that hold to the bottom are the ones that have got a story to tell, and it's all about the drama. So it very quickly become toxic, and I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. And so this year, I'm actually planning to detach myself, and I've actually listed my Sunflower Farm. If you noticed, I don't play Sunflower Land. I don't play it. I just don't play Sunflower Land, and it's not because I don't like it. I don't have time to play all the different games, and Sunflower Land is a game that requires time to play. And look, I've got this farm, but I just don't ever log into it. I don't use it. I wouldn't even know what to do with it. I've got 2 Christmas trees. I've got my Cubico. I've got Nancy. I've got the Scarecrow. I've got 2 chicken coops. I've got a golden egg somewhere. Don't even know where it is, but I've definitely got a golden egg somewhere. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff on this farm. Not only is there a lot of stuff on this farm, but I've also got all of my bumpkins. My bumpkins have got... this one's got the devil wings. I've got all of the extras. And so this farm is farm number 4. This is farm number 4. Oh, wow. I didn't even make it go in here. That's pretty cool. See, I don't even know about a lot of this stuff. Some of this stuff's like, this is all changing. It's pretty cool. Huh. So the idea behind this, I believe, is that this farm would be better suited to someone that's got the time to appreciate it, to play with it, to use it. You know, because this can generate yield. This definitely has the potential to generate yield. And the team are doing a lot of stuff at the moment with Sunflower Land. I think Sunflower Land is going to start to see a decent recovery. And I don't think it's actually done bad. I don't think it's done bad. I think the tokens held really well in this market. And so there's a whole load of things coming out now. This is another update. Factions and guilds are coming out. There's loads of stuff they're doing. They've got the SFL marketplace. They're doing a lot of stuff. They've got 5 key changes that are coming out. They're doing a lot of stuff. And so Sunflower Land right now, I think is a really good opportunity. I think it's always been a good opportunity, but I think there's good potential here. Kind of want to shut that down. So I thought it was probably the right time for me to sell it. And so, yeah, here we go. You know, I've put a lot of money into NFTs. I currently got, you know, over $1 million worth of NFTs that I've collected since 2021 or 2021. Some of them very rare, unique. Some of them you can't buy anymore. And I'm starting with this fully loaded farm. Now, what I find quite funny about this is farm number 4, right? This is farm number 4. The only people who are in front of me are Adam, the founder, Spencer, and Romy. Those 3 co-founders are the only 3 people who have farms that have numbers less than me. Adam's got farm number 1, obviously. Spencer and Romy, 2 and 3. I have farm number 4. Right? If you are involved or interested in anything like history, and you see where things have got value, that itself, that number for that farm, if you are in love with this game, that's worth money. That's valuable in itself. And so when I look down, and this is funny, people are like, it's a little overpriced, maybe 3.5 ETH, it's worth it, right? Because if you take this, there's software out there that can tell you what the price of the farm is worth based on what things are selling for right now. So if you were to go and buy all of these NFTs, if you can buy them, because you can't even buy all of them, but for the ones that you can buy, for the ones that are listed, and this only shows, by the way, this only shows the ones that are listed. So it's also missing NFTs. It's not showing every NFT. Now, this is showing floor value. What is the floor value of these NFTs? All right, so yeah, you could go and buy all of those. If you want to go and do that, great. But having it all in one place and not needing to do that, the convenience is worth a little bit more. So I think this is lowballing it. Wearables, same thing, lowballing it. There's stuff you can't buy anymore, and also it's already there. plus the fact it doesn't even take into account its farm number 4, which has got value in itself, and that's not even listed here. So when people say this is only worth 10 grand, oh, this farm's only worth 10 grand. No, it's not. It's worth so much more than that. It's worth so much more than that. And the other thing as well, on top of that, just imagine the news. Like, if you're playing this game, if you're involved in this game, now these are people that are involved in this game, right? They're playing this game. They've got farms. They've got assets. Wouldn't you want somebody to sell their farm for a high ticket or a high premium? Imagine the news. Sunflower Land Farm sells for 35 ETH. That's the sort of stuff that makes headlines. Like, that's good news, right? Now, I wanted to originally sell this for 50 ETH. I was absolutely determined that I would not take less than 50 ETH for this farm. And I said I just wouldn't sell it for less than 50 ETH. But the reason I've said 35 now, the reason I've said 35 ETH is because the price of ETH has gone up. And when I look at the US dollar value, I genuinely feel that this farm is worth 100 grand. I think this is a $100,000 NFT. And now, if somebody looks at it and goes, it's overpriced, great. You don't value things the same way I do. That's okay. It's like art. You might look at a piece of art and say, well, that's worthless. But somebody else might pay $10 million for it. The value of something is really what someone is willing to pay and what someone's prepared to pay. And I genuinely believe somebody who really thinks that there is value in this game, not only the earning potential, but also the history. The fact that it crashed Polygon for a week, the fact that the game's been around at all bear market, the fact that they've got an open source community and they're working with designers and developers to help inspire and educate people. If you buy into that narrative, then you can see value in it, then yeah, I think there's value in here. And for people that have got this sort of money, I don't think it's unreasonable for somebody to want to own this. And this is a part of my history as well. I have so much love, so much respect for the team and what's been built. I don't want to let this go for anything less. It's like you selling something and someone puts an offer on OpenSea and you accept the offer. Oh, but this is what it's worth because this is what someone's offered. No, it's worth whatever you feel it's worth. And for me, this is a portion of my life. I put a lot of time and effort into this team and into this game. And if I'm going to sell it, then fucking too right, I'm going to sell it for a decent amount of money. And I also, don't forget, invested like $40,000 into this game, which I never cashed out. So, yeah, I think it's very, very respectable for me to ask for $100,000. I don't think I'm taking the piss, even though some people have said that. Well, not said that, but you know, yeah, I'm just not using it. I feel I would hate to sell this. I genuinely would. The only reason I would be okay selling it, because I believe that I could take that 100,000 and I could do something decent with it. I don't want to sell this farm, if I'm absolutely honest. But I feel really bad just watching it sit in my wallet, knowing that it has potential and that it can make and generate money, and it's not. It kind of feels bad. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that because I think it's really interesting. Like, everyone has different perspectives on value, right? But yeah, I love this game. Not necessarily for the game itself. Like, I get bored playing it. Like, it's not fun for me. But I love what it represents. I love what it represents. I love the fact I can just cut down trees as well. Doesn't cost me any resources. Sorry, that noise is annoying. But yeah. Also these. That's actually like really loud, right? Oh, actually, no, I don't think... Oh, you haven't got the sound coming through, so that's fine. Do you think Axie has a chance this bull run? I think Axie will... I think Axie will pump based on the fact that just for the narrative, just because it's Axie, I don't consider Axie to be a good game. I think Sky Mavis are more interested in Pixels and what they're doing than they are their own game. I think they failed with Land. So I think when Land was launched for Axie, I think it failed. I think the community give really big feedback. I don't think Sky Mavis have got it in them to build a good game. I don't mean that to be disrespectful. I just don't believe they've got it in them to build a good game. I think that they made incredible money off the fact that they were first to market. I think it was all about timing. They were first, and as a result, I think they blew up. And so I think that Axie's success is due to its positioning rather than its product. That's just my feeling. And I just don't think they've got a good product. And I think now, in this run, they've got so much competition, I don't think they've got the ability to compete. Honestly. So, yes, I think Axie will pump. But the reason that I think Axie will pump and AXS will pump isn't because they've got a great game. It's because of the narrative, because people know it, because it's a brand, because people understand it. But I don't see it as I definitely don't see it as an investment. But then I mean, look at Ronan right now. Ronan's taken a bit of a dump as well. I sold all of my Ron at $2. So I don't have any Ron either at the moment. Now, can Ron pump up? Maybe. Am I invested in Ron? No. I'm not. I don't see it as a... I don't see Ronan... I mean, it's a good network. But the way that they talk, the way that they market themselves, I just don't... It doesn't feel good. Like, it feels like the only way Sky Mavis come out on top is if they're putting someone else down. The only time they're in the news is when they're being hacked or there's some controversy and something bad's happened. They just don't seem relevant. And I know that sounds horrible, and I promise you I do not mean that in a disrespectful way. I really don't. I think Jiho and the team are great. I have a lot of respect for Psychout and Jiho and what they... And I don't know Trung, but, you know, and the community... I have a lot of love for the community, but... And I mean this with good intentions. The Axie community feel like they are just pure. They feel like vultures. They feel like extractors. And I feel like whatever project they go into, on the surface, on social media, they'll talk about how much they love the project and how much they support the project, and they'll make a lot of noise. But the reality is they just want to cash out. They're just pumping their bags. They want to cash out. And so I think for some people it's become a way of life. And in the Philippines, it absolutely has become a way of life. And I do not begrudge it at all. I think if you live in the Philippines or a country that has a struggling economy, because let's just be honest, in the Philippines, it is a struggling economy, then I think you're going to take and champion any opportunity you have. And I think Axie has an incredible opportunity to pull people in the Philippines out of global poverty. However, that comes at a cost. And the cost of somebody in the Philippines making it means somebody somewhere else in the world has to lose out. Ultimately me. For people in the Philippines to flourish, I have to suffer. And so that doesn't work. It has to be a win-win. It cannot be you win and I lose. It has to be I win and you win. And I just don't see that in the Axie ecosystem. I think that's the real big challenge at the moment is I don't see Axie, I don't see Sky Mavis as a win-win. I see it as a Philippines win and I lose. And so that I don't want to invest in it. And if I feel like that, I know other people feel like that. And so the only way Sky Mavis makes it is if they bring in new blood, and it becomes more of a Ponzi than anything else. And so it's difficult. It's really difficult because I really want to see it succeed. But I just don't believe in the current tokenomics, the current model, the current ecosystem. It doesn't feel like it is sustainable. And like Jonard will tell you, and a lot of people will tell you, I love everyone in the Philippines, and I want everyone to be successful, and I'll do what I can. But I'm actually struggling myself. I'm not flush. You know, okay, I've got some good investments, but I'm not liquid. I don't have, you know, I've gone out and bought a car recently. That's the first thing that I've ever bought myself from crypto. The first time I've taken money out of crypto and bought something was to buy a car. And I didn't go out and buy a Lambo. I didn't go out and buy a flashy sports car. I went out and bought a decent family car. All right? That's going to hopefully last me for the next 10 years. So I'm not in a position where I can just be like, yeah, I've got like money to throw away. I don't. I do not have money to throw away. I need to recover these investments. I need these investments to do well. Then maybe I'll be in a position where I can help more people. But right now, I need to look after myself. I have to look after myself. And so I'm not in a position to help other people. And so if I invested in Axie, I wouldn't be investing in myself. I would be investing in other people. And so that's why I'm not involved in I'm not involved in that ecosystem. When BMW, it's outside. It's outside. I don't know if you can see it. Hold on. Maybe you can. Yeah, maybe you can see it. Hold on. I don't know if this would work. Maybe this is a bad idea. I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if I can do this. Hold on. I was actually going to pick you up and take the camera out the window to show you, but I don't think it would work. Hold on. Let me hold on. There we go. When BMW. There we go. There's my car. There's my little baby. Which, by the way. Can you see my front wheel? Can you see what she did to it? The first day. She didn't feel very good. Last night, Roberta come home last night, and I knew something was wrong because she made me a burger. She made me a burger, a steak. She made me a cheese steak burger. So I knew something was wrong. And we sat down, and she said, "I damaged a car." And I was like, "It's okay." It's like, "How bad?" I was like, the first thing I said is, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." She was like, I had an accident." I was like, "What did you hit? Did you hit a pole or post or something?" She was like, No. She's like, I parked and the curb was sticking out a bit further than I thought, and I caught the curb." And she was so devastated, bless her. She really, like, she was like, "Oh, you love this car. You were so excited about getting this car. You've spent a lot of money on this car. It's a decent car, and I've just gone and I've destroyed it, and I've ruined it, and I feel horrible." And I was like, and I said to her, I was like, "It's just a car. It's just a car. It's material. Like, it doesn't matter." I was like, "We can fix it." I was like, "You've done nothing for women stereotypes. Like, women drivers, you've done nothing for that. Like, that narrative now, I'm not going to let you live that down." I said, "But it's just a car at the end of the day." Now, thankfully, I was smart. I actually took out a policy. And that policy, with BMW, let me just bring it up. Here it is. All right, BMW, where are we? Here we are. All right, here it is. I have, for the next 3 years, I have this tyre and alloy wheel insurance. Punctures or curbed your alloys, they can really spoil the look of your car. An accidental tyre damage can occur at any time. It can be really unplanned. This is where Stratson's Tyre and Alloy Wheel Insurance comes in. The additional insurance policy pays for repairs to your alloy wheels or tyres in the event of accidental damage, so you don't have to. We will pay for the next 36 months up to 10 alloy wheel refurbishments. Sometimes you need to protect yourself. You never know what's going to happen. No point stressing about stuff, right? But, yeah. She dented my baby. So I'm a little bit sad, but it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't matter. She'll hate me for telling you this, but then that's karma, right? It's all good fun. Any of you in relationships will appreciate and understand and know it, but she really did feel sick. She did not want to tell me. She was like, oh my God, I can't believe I've done this. And then the first thing she said when she come in is she's like, I'm not driving anymore. She's like, I'm not driving anymore. I'm like, you can drive 9 more times. You can drive the car 9 more times. And then once the insurance policy runs out. But that was really nice. So here's the cool thing about this. I technically didn't pay for that car. I mean, I did pay for that car. But when you think about how that car come about, I needed a car. So I've got my car. My car's not a bad car. So for those of you interested in cars, I was driving a Vauxhall Insignia, all right, which was the Elite Nav, which was a nice car. I paid £4,000 for that car. I've had it for 5 or 6 years. Decent car, very nice, looks nice, executive, looks nice, does me well. I was driving on the motorway, and as I was taking my mum on holiday. She was going on holiday. I was driving on the motorway. I was doing 70 miles an hour. And all of a sudden, it felt like I had a flat tyre. And the car, like, the steering went light and it didn't feel right. And then all of a sudden, the steering wheel started doing that. Literally like that. On the motorway. So I started to brake. Cars all around me. At the end of it, the steering wheel was 90 degrees to the right. And I was going straight. Like, the steering just decoupled. I pulled over, God knows how, but I pulled over safely. I managed to like limp. Now, if I was driving at like 10 or 20 mile an hour, it was okay. As soon as I went over 20 mile an hour, it started snaking. So I limped off of the motorway, went to a service station. It was actually a quick fit. And there were like 3 lads just like hanging around. They weren't doing anything. I went, guys, could you have a look at my car? I said, I've just like lost control on the motorway. The rear arm bar, which is the bar at the back of the car, had snapped. Now, I've never really worried about driving before. I'm a decent driver. I've had a couple of incidents, but I've got my HGV license. I've been driving for many years. I'm a good driver. That scared me, and because I've been driving for so long and I haven't had incidents, you kind of become complacent. It's no different to signing MetaMask transactions and not paying attention. You kind of you do it so much, it becomes second nature. You don't think about it. And so what happened is I just lost confidence in the car. That's why you need a Lamborghini, right? So I lost confidence in the car. And so in the back of my mind, I was always thinking, I need to get rid of this car. And I want to get something a little bit newer because it would feel safer. Then, anyway, got the car repaired, carried on the journey, got back, it was okay. And then about a month later, the clutch went. And I started to think to myself, rear armbar snapped, clutch has gone, car's getting a bit older now, what else is going to go wrong with it? And so there's a point when you start questioning how much money you're going to throw at something before it's a waste of time. So I said, I'm just going to I've still got the car's outside my house. But I just don't drive it anymore. So I was like, well, okay, it will just sit there. It's sat there for the last like 8 months. I've not used it. It's just been gathering dust. But my partner had a car. She had a Saab convertible. Now, this thing's done 100,000 miles. It's a tank. Mechanically, it's sound, but the bodywork's falling apart. And it's an old car. She's had it for like 6-7 years herself. The roof was starting to leak. It was just not... The car was just at a point where it was time to go. Like, that car was going to go to the scrapyard. And if you take a car to a scrapyard in the UK, a running car, you'll normally get like about £200. £250 for it. She only paid £1,000 for that car when she bought it. So she bought that car 6 years ago, paid £1,000 for it. BMW agreed to buy it. They agreed to buy it off of us. And I said, are you sure? They said, yep. They gave me £550 for it. So I drove it up to BMW because I had to drive to Leeds. It was a 4-hour drive to pick up my car, and I've never had a BMW before. So I go into the BMW showroom. The guy, that amazing guy, really nice guy, the receptionist, she was lovely. She sat down, took my daughter up there. Me and my daughter went on a road trip. Went into BMW in Leeds. Had a cup of tea, sat down, looked at some of the cars. By the way, I took a picture. Of one of the BMWs in the showroom. This car is £155,000. £155,000. It looks like a Rolls Royce. That thing is, that's my daughter, by the way, next to it. But that thing looked beastly. It was an absolute tank. And then inside it was just completely electric. The whole thing was electric. It looked amazing. Looked really cool. So we were looking around, and then we did all the paperwork and everything, got the car sorted out, and then drove back. Car's lovely. I love it. It's amazing. It's really nice. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's a 1 Series, for any of you that know BMWs. So it's a 1 Series, it's an M Sport. And it's got the technology pack, it's got the comfort pack, it's got the M Sport pack. So it's got the upgraded brake calipers. It's got the heated steering wheel. It's got the profiles on it as well. So I can, when I get in with my key, I can walk up to the car, it unlocks itself, and it adjusts the seat and everything for me. But if Roberta goes up to the car with her key, it changes the seat and it does everything for her. It's got interior lighting and everything. It's all set up for me. So I've got my custom profile. She's got hers. It's got lane control. So if I'm driving down the road and I sort of drift, it recorrects and it puts me into the right lane. It's got cruise control, which is adaptive, which means if I get too close to a car in front, it will distance me. It's like a Tesla in a way, I guess, in that sense. But it's nice. It's got an upgraded sound system. So it's a lovely car. Love it. Really nice car. Never had a BMW before. Really nice car. But here's the cool thing about it. When I was playing around with meme coins last week, if you were watching on my Twitter, when I was playing around with meme coins, I put $250 into 10 different meme coins. I bought into like the different presidents, like Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi and all of that lot. I put in $250 and I took out $1,000. All right? I took out $1,000. So that was amazing. I took that $1,000 and I put it into L, which was Wormhole. Now, Wormhole, which was a airdrop that was happening, the people that missed out on the airdrop, they pumped up this token called Wormhole. So then I took my money, I took a bit of profit out of that, and then I don't know, I went on, I bought Rich and I bought Nick, you know, the whole choose Rich thing, and I basically managed to turn that 1,000 into 10,000. From there, I managed to, and I was playing about with a few different tokens. There was some trash. It was nothing, you know, nothing I'm proud of. it was all trash. But I ended up just buying loads of crap. And I ended up, at the end of it, I ended up in the peak, at the actual peak, it was just under $50,000. I think I had like $46,000. Something like that. It was almost 50. I called it $50,000, but it, if I'm being honest, it was a little bit less. So I didn't cash out. I proceeded to gamble. I did. And I started to gamble harder, you know, because I was like, well, how far can I take this? And so I ended up gambling. And what I noticed is when you put more money into a meme coin, if you put a little bit in early and you get lucky, great, it will run. But if you put a lot in, sometimes what will happen is the developer will see that money and they'll just rug it there and then. So if you put like 10 Sol into a meme coin, sometimes the developer will just rug it and take the 10 Sol. And that happened to me a few times. Like as soon as I put my money in, the token dumped. So I was literally just scammed. And I know that. And so I lost about, in total, over, you know, coins that dumped and bad decisions and rugs, I probably lost about $20,000. Probably lost about $20,000. So I cashed out around 30,000 in the end. Around 30,000. I didn't cash it all out because I ended up buying into some projects that I believed in. I bought into Synesis One. I bought like 20,000 Synesis One, and I bought a few other tokens as well. So I bought into some stuff that I believed in. But then I took the money out to buy the BMW. So effectively, I guess you could argue that that car, that £20,000 car sitting outside, which is worth a little bit less now because of the alloys, but that £20,000 car cost me $250. And on top of that, not only did I buy the car, I struggled to get the money out. I struggled to get the money out. Like, how do I get the money out of crypto? Because I've been looking for a car for the last 4 to 5 weeks, and I hadn't found one. And so what happened is I basically couldn't get the money out into my bank in time to be able to pick this car up. And so the only way I could do it was to sell it into. So I converted everything from Sol into USDC. And you can see some of the crap that I bought and stuff. It's in one of my other wallets. There was like yeah, there was loads of stuff I bought. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. I got I got very, very lucky with one token though. I got very lucky with one token. So one token, for example, if I go to my history, one token was Yi. I actually bought into that Yi, and I put like 13.5 Sol into that. And I looked at it and I was like, I don't know. Actually, I don't know where I bought it. I bought it. Yeah, so I put like nearly 14 Sol into that Yi. Now, this was a scam, right? And it didn't feel right, but I thought I'd get in quick. I bought it, and then I literally got back out again. Now, I took a little bit of a hit. Like, I swapped like 13.7, and I got out at 0.78, and I got out at 0.75. Just after I got out, it dumped to 0. I was like, yeah, that could have been a real mistake. So I did make a few mistakes, you know, and I did get wrecked a few times. But overall, I did quite well. And so what I did, because I needed to get the money out, and I was like, well, how do I get the money out? Because if I'd taken it out to Binance, I would have had to have gone into Binance, converted it into Great British Pounds. I can't take it out into my bank account at the moment. So the only other option is to go through Crypto.com. And if I went through Crypto.com, what I could have done is I could have taken that USDC and I could have exchanged it to my bank account. It would have taken 2 to 3 days to hit my bank account, and then I could have bought the car. So what I did is I put it on my Crypto.com Visa card. Now, I don't have much on there at the moment, but you'll see that's my Crypto.com Visa card, right? And you'll see there I made a payment. So you can see all of the deposits that went in. I sold my USDC, and I actually made a payment to BMW for... in total, £19,000. I put a £500 deposit down and then an £18,500 payment. Now, the reason I share that with you, and I've talked about this already, if I go back to my home screen, and this is why I'm telling you to get involved in CRO. I go and have a look at my CRO, okay? I'm getting staking rewards, yeah? So, as part of my staking rewards, I get cashback on my card. So the Crypto.com card gives you cashback. When you use it, you get cashback, card cashback. So there is my card cashback. I got given, and I'm sorry, I know it's really hard to see that on the screen, but look, you can see it says BMW Leeds. Spent £18,500, and I got back 3,333 CRO. 0.35804, whatever. But I got back 3,333 CRO. Now, right now, that's worth £370. But I'm not selling this until CRO is worth £1. So as far as I'm concerned, I just got 3.5 grand's cash back. Now, I know I need to wait. I need to wait to sell that. But if you're willing to wait, that's effectively 3.5 grand. That means that 19 grand car, you can take 3.5 grand off the price of it. That's now a 15.5 grand car, of which it was paid for by meme coins. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't always happen like that, but it can. I'm very blessed. Like, the total risk for me to get that car turned out to be $250. And so with just under a week and $250, I was able to buy a 20 grand car. That's a massive win for me. I was excited to post it on social media and to share it. However, my fear and my worry is that if I talk about that on social media, or if I talk about it on here too much, it's gonna inspire people to try and do it themselves. And I just don't think it's easy. I think that you'll get wrecked more. I think I was lucky. I think if I tried to do it again, I wouldn't. I think I could probably try it 10, 20 times and I'd probably fail every time. I just think I got lucky. And so I'm not pretending to be good. I was just lucky. And I think this is a lot of the challenge with meme coins, is that when you get a win like that, you want to share it. I want to be like, oh my God, this was amazing. Now, one of two things is going to happen. People that are not winning, like people that are losing, are going to look at you as a winner. Like if you've won something and they're like, say somebody got wrecked on meme coins and you did well, they're going to look at you and go, prick. I don't want people to do that, for one. The other thing is people are going to look at it and go, maybe I can do that. And maybe they'll get wrecked. So I see the excitement and the wanting to share the win, but I also see the negative side to it. And I want to be responsible as a content creator, especially when I'm putting content out on Twitter and on here. I don't want to be putting content out where I'm like, yeah, go and buy these meme coins, go and do this, because ultimately I just don't think it's a good long-term strategy. And yes, you might, it's like going to the casino, right? You might put down $100 on red and you might win. But if you keep doing it, eventually black's going to come in and you're going to end up losing. So like roulette, the house always wins. I think it's the same with meme coins. I think the house always wins. You think I'm more of an influencer than a content creator? I don't think I'm either, to be honest. I definitely create content, but I don't think I'm an influencer. That being said, if I could influence you about something, it would be, rather than putting your money into meme coins, just look and consider some narratives at the moment that there's no spotlight on them. What narratives, and now this is a question for you. This is a question for you right now. What narratives in crypto right now do not have attention? I pointed one out earlier, DeFi yield farming. DeFi yield farming, no one's talking about it at the moment. Now, last bull run, it was a thing. Formation Finance, Aave, Aqua, Planet Aqua, Pancake Swap, Donkey Finance, like those five alone, they blew up. Everyone was staking their money to get yield. On Cake, if you staked your Cake, you were getting like 110%. Look what happened with Axie. You put your AXS, you staked your AXS, you were getting 70%. Yeah, staking was massive. Staking was something that people, because ultimately, human beings, respectfully, ultimately are lazy. We are. And there are two human emotions that if you can connect to these two human emotions, you win every time. Greed and sloth. Greed and sloth. If I can tell you how to make a lot of money with a little bit of effort, you're interested. And so that's why staking is really, I believe, lucrative, because the problem with NFTs, and this is another reason why I'm stepping away from NFTs, when you buy the NFT, you invest money in the NFT, but you also need to invest time. You need to put a lot of time into that NFT to generate yield. And the good thing about a token is when you buy the token, that's it, it's done. So I think token staking really has potential. Now, before, there was incredible money to be made from it. People realized it wasn't sustainable. People know that that's not sustainable. Now, I thought it was done and it was never coming back. But I've watched the absolute retardation, like the degeneracy of meme coins. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, well, if meme coins, if pre-sale meme coins can make 100 million in a week, then DeFi yield farming can come back. Do you know what I mean? Like, if people are willing to throw money into things that they know are scams, then DeFi yield farming can come back. People don't care about things that are sustainable. They just want to make some quick money. So I absolutely believe now that the narrative for yield farming is very possible. And I'm more bullish than ever on those tokens. Cake, Donkey, I think Aave, I think Planet Finance, Not Formation FI because that's changing to Every Finance, but yeah, Every Finance has potential, but I don't know. It's different. It's changed. But I definitely think they've got potential. What do you think is a narrative? Quantum computing. Okay. So in quantum computing, what tokens would you be looking at? What do you know of anything in that space that you think might be like? I think Render is really good because of the way it's computing. I guess it's not quantum computing, but the way that it is, the way it's computing like GPU, it's doing like the math equations on the fly in the cloud. So people, I think that as VR starts to evolve, I think as AR starts to evolve, I think as games start to evolve, you know, we look at some of the graphics in like Unreal Engine 5 and what it can do these days. People don't necessarily have the computing power. Like Jonard, I know he'll be sitting there wanting to play a game, but his computer can't handle it. What if you could outsource a lot of the hard work to the cloud? What if the cloud could do a lot of the graphical rendering for you through a token like Render? Sam Altman said that AI is all about chips. So AI, okay. I think AI definitely, I mean, we've seen ChatGPT and what's happened there. There's definitely been a lot of movement in that space. I kind of feel like AI has taken a step back though. Like ChatGPT, correct me if I'm wrong, when ChatGPT came out, it felt incredible. It kind of feels dumb now. It feels like I don't even bother talking to it anymore because it gives me the same templated response every time. Like AI seems to have, I don't know. I don't see, like I can tell when somebody uses ChatGPT, I can tell. Like you can see it. You use it every day because you're lazy. That's fine. Greed and sloth, right? There's the sloth. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I still use it. I just don't really use it as much as I did. I don't lean on it that much. Use a voice plugin and talk to it. Perfect. And it talks to you. Nice. Nice. That's amazing. I think it, if it increases your workflow, then yeah, absolutely. I think machine learning still takes time. So I think that's why I like Synesys. I think Synesys 1, I think has good, what they're doing with machine learning at the moment, I think that's got good potential. I've got a couple of their Canon NFTs and I've got their SNS. Yeah, I think that's good. You get it to do big time math for me and stuff. I try, but it never seems to work. I always get wrong answers. I think there's definitely good tokens. There's good potential out here. I'm going to get rid of Donkey off that list. I still think CRO has got good potential. I think CRO is going to be a really key entry point for mass adoption. I think everything's... Theta's a good investment right now. If you jump into Theta, you're looking at a 30% gain. Nice. Easy 30% in Theta right now. Coty also struggling, but I wouldn't get into that. What else am I looking at right now? Graph? No. Uniswap. Oh. Really? Damn. Uniswap looks good. Quant looks good. Quant looks lovely. Quant looks like a great entry. 20% gains. Yeah, Quant looks good. Render. Render's not bad. I mean, I still think we can see more all-time highs, but it's had a bit of a pump, so probably not. Probably. I like Arweave. I like what Arweave looks great right now. Arweave I might wait out on. There's a good 40% there. I think for Arweave though, I want to see what happens here. If it regains this level. If it doesn't, I think Arweave's got a potential fall down to $19 here. At least, if nothing else, it's got to fall down to 25. Arweave is definitely one I'd be watching at the moment. That could carry on coming down. What do I think of Pack? H-Bar? Haven't looked at them. GMRX of Garmin. Okay. I honestly, Premi Gamer, I don't know anything about it. What I'll do though is I'll do some research on it. Because I don't know anything about it at the moment. But I will definitely take a look at it. Nice. Yeah, I think there's good potential here. There's still good potential for a lot of good run-ups. But if I was going to put my money in anything at the moment, it would be in CRO. And then I'd stake it. Nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this has been useful. Hopefully you've enjoyed it today. Obviously, the markets are still down a little bit at the moment. There's nothing really we can do about that. We just have to wait. It does look like we've had a bounce, though. I mean, I know it's kind of consolidating around here. This could be what's known as a dead cat bounce. So a dead cat bounce kind of goes like that. Dump. It's possible. It's possible that's what's happening. We need to watch it. I reckon until... I would say probably until tomorrow. I think it's healthy. I think you're right. It's definitely a healthy pullback. At 62.4 feels like a very strong level for me, so I don't think we break this easy. I don't think we break this easy. It doesn't feel like it doesn't make sense for us to go down below this. It doesn't right now. It just doesn't make sense. The narrative doesn't feel like it will go down below this. I mean, it's a bit of a pullback when you think about the top. Like when you think about the top and you think about where we are now, you're talking about a week. You're talking about 15% in a week. That feels healthy. And when you think again, when you come back to here, so you're talking about the last 2 weeks. So we're talking about we had a 45% pump over the last 2 weeks, right? So 2 weeks, 45% pump. We've now seen a 15% pullback, which is around 50% of the pump. Feels good. This feels right. Feels like if we were to step up to the daily, just to zoom out a little bit, I think we can probably draw some new lines. Let's have a quick look, shall we? So I'm going to get rid of this line. I guess I'll keep those lines for now. See what they do. That doesn't really feel right. I don't think we cross over this line here, so yeah, it looks like we've been skirting around that, and then we broke through and pumped up. That kind of feels good. Because we kind of, from this point here, we kind of smothered it, broke through, carried on up, carried on down, and then when we did break through, we broke through properly. And then we just come back down to retest it. So this could simply be we've broken this and we're retesting it before we go up. That could also play out. The last ladder up was totally forced. The price action always buckles. Yeah, I mean, I think so. It's healthy. It's healthy to have this correction. Like when you zoom out and you look at the bigger picture, it's nothing really. Like if you zoom out and look at the last one that we had, look, this is. I would argue that we are. I guess right now, if I was to say we're anywhere, I would say we're here. We could possibly be here. But I think we're here. Like if we were to look at this cycle and like where are we on that cycle? I kind of feel like this right now kind of feels like here. Which means if that was true and we were looking like a 250% run up still, like if there is still room to run up 250%, what does that look like? Well, from where we are right now, 250% looks like, yeah, pretty much that circle, which is where I think we're going to go. I've already priced it in, ladies and gentlemen. I've already drawn it. I've already drawn it. I think there, and there. That's where we end up. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go and grab some food. It's been an absolute pleasure. 229 of you watching on Twitter right now. Thank you so much. Appreciate all of you. 17 of you on Twitch. 7 of you on YouTube. Nobody's on Facebook. Fuck you, Facebook. But yeah, X, definitely good to be streaming on X. Definitely seems to hold a lot more attention than some of the other channels. Twitch isn't that popular simply because I'm not in a bikini or a hot tub. And YouTube people will probably watch later. Alright, yeah, we'll come back. We'll do this again tomorrow. Sometimes I'm watching you on Facebook. No worries. I think right now, I think we're down as far as we're going to go. I think right now we're chilling. If anything happens, I will post on Twitter. So just keep an eye on it. If anything major happens, I'll post on Facebook. Otherwise, I'm just simply going to, I'm going to keep watching. I think we've hit the bottom here. I think we're going to retrace. I think we're going to follow this line up. It makes perfect sense. I would like to see us hit these. I don't know if we will. I think this is reaching a bit now. Maybe this ends up here instead, and maybe we end up hitting it here. Maybe this one comes after the halving. Yeah. No worries, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, screw Zuckerberg. My first time to be here. Enjoyed it. Stay. Going to come back for your future streams. Nice to see you, mate. Well, I appreciate you coming. Thank you very much. I've got some good videos on the channels. I do a lot of gaming, so there's a lot of gaming stuff out there. But ultimately, at the moment, I'm trading more than anything else right now. So I'm still playing games. I'm still playing Block Lords at the moment. I don't know where I am on the leaderboard. I was 200 last time I checked, so we'll check in with that today and see how we're doing. And yeah, we'll keep an eye on the markets. But at the moment, I am back in the markets. I did buy back in, so my trading account is fully loaded and ready to go for the next leg up. I do have, in terms of my trading portfolio, CRO. I've got some CRO. I've got Arweave. I've got Sol. I've got AVAX. And Theta. Well, actually, no, I don't have Theta. I'm about to go and get it. But yeah, they're my kind of holds at the moment. That's what I'm expecting to see on the next run. So, yeah. All right, guys, take care. Have an amazing day. I'll speak to you soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.